Team ban.
Who has officially retired, like, and stayed retired? Do you know?
I get
Like, are there any names that come to the top of your head? Because, like, a lot of these guys, they've left and they've come back, like we've said.
well, I mean, I could name some like some NA people. You know, like Fluff and Stuff, for example.
Oh, Fluff and Stuff, Liquid, never forget.
Although I do see him on Dota recently. He's been playing the custom game. What is it? Custom Hero Chaos. I actually saw him on Pog the other day on the Suns fan game. So that's really cool.
That totally didn't pay us to say anything about Pog.
Oh no, but,
no, it didn't. We're just memeing over here.
He's my boy. Yeah, so people are coming back, which is cool. Like I said, people don't really tend to quit. But anyway, we have a draft.
Yes, we do. And interesting to note that King Game bans out IO as their first ban. That's not something that we typically out of a lot of the Chinese teams.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they've been practicing a strat perhaps on ASTER. I'm sure these two teams will scrim each other, but it does seem a bit of an odd choice for your first ban.
It does. You know, I mean, I'm always an IO fan. I feel like no matter what the meta is, IO is IO. Like there's nothing like this hero in Dota. It's different, you know. I mean, prior to TI9, nobody thought that IO was good, and then all of a sudden after TI9, IO is like the best hero in the game. This hero needs to get nerfed on
as a core, even too.
Right, as a core, exactly. So I feel like you always have to be careful with IO. Like you always need to show the hero respect. I feel the same way about like a Batrider. You know, no matter how crappy the hero is in terms of just the numbers on his abilities, if you give Bat a free game, it's just over. It's literally just over. So it's just one of those heroes, you know. And people are doing core IO. People are doing like Aghanim Scepter farming, Dom building, Satanic building, core IO. And man, once you get 25 and you get the talent where you can attack when your carry attacks.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
You're basically like 2 Giga heroes. It's really crazy good.
The technical term, two Giga heroes. Yeah. It sounds like you're making like what is it? The what was it called from Power Rangers? The Megazord?
No, I didn't.
Is that it?
Oh, I did not watch Power Rangers.
Okay. All right, kid.
I mean, you know what? I might have seen one of the movies one time, and it's like, this sucks, man. This isn't Lego.
If it was like the new movie, yeah, I don't blame you. But I do like the fact, you know, we see the Mars picked up on Keen Gaming. I believe that's a denied pick. XXS. Oh boy, that's hard to say.
Yeah.
He plays so much Mars. It's one of his most played heroes, especially this patch. So by picking it up on Keen Gaming, they're taking it away from him and also just giving themselves a really solid hero. He's very popular, and DK gets picked up for Team ASTER. Just a really solid pick, kind of the rock to build a draft around, very flexible.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's some synergy in these drafts. We got 2 drafts on ASTER. There are 2 Frost guys in this game, and then 2 Red Shielded Knight dudes. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff going on here. I think there's a lot of mental games going on.
Some top tier analysis,
thank you. But, you know,
I wonder, Lycan's still available, and they picked up the Winter Wyvern. Do you think
Oh my god, I hate Lycan. I hate this hero, man. 67% win rate. Full pubs. And you might be thinking, okay, Jenkins, there's no a hero can have a 67% win rate and a large enough sample size of games to make that meaningful in any way. He is in 10% of Dota games with a 67% win rate in pro level pubs. 10%. I mean, there's over 100 heroes in the game, right? So he's in a lot of games. Easily the most broken pub hero in Dota right now. And I'm glad you mentioned it, because I legitimately think that a lot of pro teams right now are massively underrating the Lycan for one reason or another. I really think Lycan is good, and we saw it in the last series. We saw it in the last game, in fact, and it looked really goddamn good. I think people are getting a lot better with Lycan. They're getting a lot better at microing units. They're getting a lot better at figuring out what the right build is on Lycan, just rushing Necro versus rushing a Dom. Like, I really think that hero is just absolutely nuts for like a fighting, pushing, brawling meta as well. So we'll see. I would love to see Lycan. It's that hero.
Well, I know in the past too. I know that King Gaming values the Lycan, so that's why I was considering, you know, the Winter Wyvern really good against Lycan, right? The fact that you've got the Splinter Blast that can help clear out waves very quickly, and also the fact that you can turn that entire menagerie that he brings with him against him. There's nothing more satisfying than when you can take a Lycan with his Necrobook units, with some of the Dom units, and then have them murder him.
True. Yeah, that's true. I mean, DK's pretty good against it too. It's like a physical armor hero that's not really gonna die to the Lycan, as well as once you get the splash, you can clear through all of the units, especially when you pick up the Agate Scepter. So, I mean, there's no Lycan in this game yet, so it's not a huge deal. I think this is a pretty solid Rubik game so far. You have the AA Blastosteel if you can manage to get that. Any of AA's spells are also pretty good, because if you pick up like the Cold Feet, you can lift somebody to Cold Feet. It's just ridiculous stun duration. It is going to last so long, as well as the Mars Sphere, of course. That's always one of the nicest things that you can steal on Rubik, and it's quite easy to get to because it's so projected that he's going to cast this ability, and everything else that he can cast after it is which is basically just the shield smash or shield crash, whatever the hell it is. It's you know, it's a longer cast animation, so you can easily steal it. Good Rubik game.
One of the other things I really like about ASTER's draft currently is the fact that they have a method of wave clear for each one of these heroes. And especially in the pushing, brawling meta, where your waves are constantly going to be pushed in against you, I feel like that's super value.
Yep, this is true. I definitely agree. It's nice to have heroes that can just go sit in one side lanes. Generally, right now, either you just run at the enemy team like complete maniacs to win the game, or you just play like hard split push. And there seems to be like no in the current patch, so that's why it's pretty nice to have heroes that can kind of just sit in occupied lanes. Okay, we have Mirana, the Mars Mirana combo. This is an interesting one. I played against this in a pub the other day. I was playing with Newsham, who's a buddy of mine. You guys may remember from that. He was on an NA team. He was on that team that qualified, and then there was the kicking and whatever, that whole drama. Anyway, he was coming back to Dota after a while. Didn't really know too much about like a lot of the new heroes. Played against on Mars, and he's like, "Oh my god, I realized why this works, because you Mars Sphere somebody, and that pushes them away from like the creep wave, right? And that's gonna also like kill the creep wave, and then that sets up for a long range arrow. It's not just like stun into arrow, it's stun that pushes somebody away into an area that's very easy to set up an arrow at a long range, and then you arrow. So it's this very interesting combo that is actually surprisingly potent, to use a caster buzzword.
It's perpendicular lines, right? They're intersecting perfectly if you do it right. Exactly. That's the thing. And we've seen a lot of really cool plays where the arrows that project themselves, where they see it coming in, and you see a support just stand in front of the arrow instead, right?
That does happen. Yeah, that's a solid play. I like when people do that, protecting like the range creep in the lane, because that's always the way that Mirana wants to win lanes, is by arrowing each range creep and then pushing the lane. Okay, Ember Spear. I'm always surprised to see this hero getting picked up in like the last couple of picks, because I mean it's literally the most picked hero in this tournament, with 95 pick ban rate. 95% I should say. So it's in almost every single game. And speaking of 95% pick ban rate, no Timbersaw picked or banned. Unless I'm blind. No, I mean, just ignored. So I do feel like, I mean, for either team, you could maybe get a last pick Timber if you're Team Aster here.
Yeah, if you're Team Aster, also, there's very little lockdown coming out from the King Gaming, and that's going to come back to bite them, I think.
I mean, they do have like weird pseudo lockdown where they have the AA and Mirana,
but you can
Arrow, and Mars
all that
here.
Stuff.
This is true. Yes, definitely. If something like Nakes was like a stronger hero, I'd say, man, what a sick Nakes game this would be. But obviously, it's just super weak hero. One of the lowest win rate heroes currently. I mean, Jug for the same reason, but they likely have their carry. I think DK is probably going to be played in the carry position. That's typically these days, for whatever reason, people prefer to do the side lane DK. I guess just because like he's impossible to pressure in
I think
side
it's
lane.
an offlane DK, possibly.
That's also possible.
I know that
Yeah.
that's something they've played in the past on the side of Aster, which then leads me, you know, the question mark, is this an Ember Spirit mid? And are they going to pick up a different safe laner here? Or could you put the Ember in the safe lane and then run something very, very mobile that's hard to catch?
Yeah, they have a lot of options. I imagine that they're just going to wait until last pick before they figure out what their last pick is. Just, I'm sure they have some ideas, but it's just, you know, you could also say the same thing about team gaming. Like, you really don't necessarily know where Mars is going to go. He could go mid, he could go off lane. Moran could go mid. But there's some stuff that King Gaming can pull. I mean, it's less likely with the King Gaming lineup, which is why I would actually say that I'm favoring the Aster lineup a little more. Okay, so now we know that's very likely a Razor mid, Mars off lane, Moran 4, AA5, and of course Terrorblade carry. And with that, I'm gonna say this is the best Batrider game I've ever seen. This is like Batrider or Queen of Pain. These are the two cheese heroes right now that would be just insane against every single one of the cores of Queen, or Bat will completely obliterate them. But we'll see. Maybe that's just not what they have in their mind for what they want in the draft.
I don't think we've seen that really recently for Aster, but that's not to say that they won't pick it up, because that is a great hero. You know, you're talking a lot about the IO, about how it's one of those heroes that does something that no other hero does. The same thing with the Batrider. I remember when I first started playing Dota, just Batrider constantly was getting nerfed, like non-stop getting nerfed, because he's literally the only hero that does what he can do, and it's just too good.
Well,
It was just
another
good,
one.
so.
There's another one. His name's Pudge, and he does it as well. Don't forget about your boy. But he's garbage.
Pudge, is that even a hero?
He's garbage. Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't really count. But I see your point.
Yeah, you know, he got nerfed into the ground, and he still continues to get nerfs because he's just such a good hero. But they totally tell us to go
All right.
flip off here, and they picked up the Zeus.
Okay, I mean, I do like the Zeus still, just because, I mean, you're playing against Terrorblade. Zeus just nullifies that hero's existence because you tear through the illusion army with the Zeus spells. Not particularly great against Razor. I imagine there's kill threat from Razor, but if you can manage to get like an early boots on Zeus, or you just play the lane with like a bottle and you lightning store, what the hell is it called? Lightning, the Q ability. What the hell? I haven't played Zeus in so long. Anyway, you zap out the wave, and then you don't have to worry about too much tying to the Razor. That's also a possibility. Like, I think the way that he plays the mid lane is going to be pretty important. Although is SCC there? He's the mid, right?
No, he's a safe laner. So
he's a safe
XXS
laner, okay.
is going off lane with the
XXS offlane Ember, mid Zeus, pretty expected lanes. DK versus Mars. DK is going to do fine in that. Mars will do fine. That's always good. A snooze fest lane is any DK lane. I think the mid lane is what we're going to be wanting to pay close attention to, because I do feel like Zeus is such a liability sometimes. And so both teams, like if you're Team Aster, you want to prepare to have your Zeus have a good game. You know, you want to prepare to respond to the enemy team constantly trying to kill him. And if you're keen, you know that, okay, the Zeus like nullifies for Terrorblade. If we can stop his game from being good, get Terrorblade some early farm, and get him an item advantage, then it's not as big of a deal in terms of counter picking. If Zeus is having a bad game, it's like the hero feels really goddamn weak.
I think we're going to see some really good warding. Runes are going to be very important, so I think we'll see the supports really rotating to make sure that they hear those. And also, they have a Mirana. When you have a Mirana, you know that somebody's coming to your lane. They're coming to the mid lane, they're going to gank, so just constantly be aware of it, have TPs ready. But it really depends on, you know, how King Gaming goes about those, because they can just make a huge headache for that Zeus in the mid lane, because he just doesn't have an escape like a Quap or whatnot. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I like the Zeus pick. I do have to say, like, I think for the game, if we're just hypothetically saying, okay, like, let's go to the late game, or like even the mid game, and who's the best mid laner right now to pick, Zeus is probably up there in the top 3, just because of the Terrorblade and the fact that none of the Keen Gaming heroes do anything to Zeus past laning stage. The laning stage is really all I'm worried about for our boy here, as we see him kind of doing a little cheeky D-ward trick in the mid lane, checking for vision, but alas, nobody's there. Ooh, look at this ward with the AA.
Yeah, is this just scouting for...
This is usually what ward you place when you want to scout for lane rotations. As you can see, we have...
Look how fast he rotates, oh my god.
Just look at Mars and Terrorblade. You can see that they're like... Terrorblade's playing on the bot lane and Mars is just sitting mid. So that's exactly why they have that ward, and they even put another one there to try to scout to see if... or sorry, that's actually the Radiant ward. But anyway, that ward's about seeing if... okay, where's Ember Spirit going? Where's Zeus going? Where are these heroes going so we can get the correct lanes? Because they are doing an aggro Terrorblade, it seems.
Look at these wards, man, this is great. Like, as a support player, I really enjoy seeing this. You know, they placed that really deep ward and immediately got spot out, though, because of this ward over here. This one here just made it so they could spot the AA moving over to place that deep ward, and immediately gets taken down.
Yeah,
that's fun.
The old, Marana ward. That's, he was, because I think they might have thought that Marana would play towards the bottom lane and then just try to arrow Zeus from behind because it's just such a free... It's such a free hero. You arrow Zeus, he's dead 100% of the time. I don't care what hero's in the lane with you. Zeus will die. It's interesting they do this aggro with TV, but I suppose it makes sense because you're playing into a DK, so you know that it's like a free lane. So why the hell not, you know? Take the free lane for your carry.
I mean, wasn't it a bit of a free lane anyways? Like, if... Guess not. I guess it is a little bit more obnoxious going up against the Ember and the Vic here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess...
Oh! It's a good arrow, though, coming out for YDS.
Just being a little annoying.
No, I guess that's more about a support item, right? Like, picking up the, oh gosh, what is it? My brain is not on yet.
Which item?
Poison.
Poison?
The orb of venom.
Orb of venom. Oh,
that's it. Sorry.
The classic oov.
The oov. I guess that's more of a support. Although I have seen, we've talked about it before too, seeing some of these embers pick up the Blightstone and the sliding wave.
Oh, so annoying. That's so annoying.
Very powerful.
It's very good. It is. I mean, the hero just has 61 base damage, so. Well, 61 base damage at level 2. You get what I'm saying? Like he does a lot of damage if you pick up a Blightstone. Sometimes it can just be a replacement for a XXS walking into the spear to protect his Rubik. I like that.
Talked about.
Yeah, that was nice.
I'm surprised that Ember didn't really get any nerfs. I feel like this is a hero that's like super hot right now.
He did get a little bit where they reduced the they increased the cooldown on his Searing Chains, which might not seem like a lot, but it's this hero is all about like uptime on his spells, so it is something. Also, he didn't get any of the talent buffs when
he got one talent buff, didn't he? Like his slight damage got increased.
Yeah,
it's like later on, but
so the damage got decreased in the level 10 talent, but then the slight damage got increased at level 20. So they kind of like took the damage and then put it towards later spell.
I'm food. I should be fine. Thank you. Quiet lanes otherwise, though.
We're all chilling. I mean, the bot lane is going to be so easy for either team. DK versus Terrorblade. Good lord.
I mean, you do have to be careful with these supports too if they get caught bad spot,
That's
or
true.
if the Marana makes a rotation. But it looks like, you know, Marana's very tied here with Fade, and he's dishing it right back at her. So
the whole jungle support battle for literally no reason.
This jungle ain't big enough for the both of us.
The Marana's like, I'm wasting the Rubik's time, and then the Rubik's just like, I'm wasting the Marana's time.
Yeah.
They're both just so stoked.
It's good though, because also, you know, if you can keep tabs on the Marana, she's not going to another lane. She's not ganking your Zeus,
Definitely.
right?
I definitely think that favors Fade in this trade. Like, I think Fade is fine with this.
Oh man, if there's a big fight up here, there's no room at the 4-minute spot. Oh, it is though. It is. They'll be able to secure it. Oh, the arrow coming in, but it doesn't matter. Chuan throws out that big old lightning bolt. Up the Marana for first blood.
Yeah, that's a level 3 bolt. Can't survive that.
Not sitting as low as she was at that point.
Zeus does a lot of damage. It's easy to forget because this hero hasn't really been in the meta for quite some time now, so easy to underestimate because he just hasn't been played too much, but this hero just poops out damage.
You know who always, like, I always forget how much damage one of their spells actually does? It's Marana, because Marana's Starfall is so pretty. It just looks like little, like, bloop coming down, right?
It's
pretty, shit, yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, that did so much damage.
Yeah, if she gets you with, like, the second Starfall proc, it's a lot.
Oh, Boboka might be dead here. No, they're not going to hard commit on it. Okay.
I mean, the arrow does a lot of damage now too with the damage buffs to it. So I've gotten hit by that thing, and it's like, what was I like amplified by something? What is this? But no, it just does a lot of damage.
Top tower is under attack.
Emra, it's a pretty solid hero right now. She's in a good spot.
Well, this has brought a lot of attention down to the bot lane, where it seems like the two immovable forces for the most part, right? You've got the Terrorblade, and of course you've got DK. It's leaving a lot of time open here for Shafu and XXS here in the top lane. Which one are you more concerned about getting this more comfortable farm?
I mean, I would normally be more concerned about Ember getting more comfortable farm in a side lane, but because I feel like Mars is going to get it regardless. Like, Ember's more easy to shut down. So I think if you're XXS up here and you're just chilling against a Mars and able to farm, then you're okay with that. But now that Mars is level 6, he has to be really careful on Ember. Like, this hero is level 6. Power spike it's something else, man. It's like Doom. You just pick one person, you kill them with the ulti. Very annoying.
Blood picking up the Arcane Rune after a little scuffle in the top rune spot. I do like the way that Fade has been making these rotations, but the supports down here have just been super occupied. They haven't been able to help out at all in securing. You can see Razor. His rotation does have Eye of the Storm. You're gonna try to put some pressure on this tower, but we do have the two supports on the side of Aster making their way over. They've got great deep push as well, coming out in the form of Boboka.
It looks like Razor's just... He's like...
He doesn't need to be here.
Yeah, well, I get it. Like, they wanted to push with the catapult timing and the TB meta, but then with both the supports already predicting that and being there, it's not possible into a Rubik Wyvern. Like, you're just gonna waste your time, and they realized that. But I think they were hoping that, like, Rubik would be elsewhere and they could force his TP, but he was just already there.
But they saw he was down there already. I'm a little surprised about that. The arrow lands over onto Chuan, but they're not gonna move on that. They do force the TP, though.
Yeah.
Perhaps that was what they were looking.
Chuan's actually going for Boots of Travel, even though it has been arguably nerfed with how Zeus liked to play with the bots before, which is you would TP to Fountain using a teleport scroll, and then use your bots to get back into the lanes and just essentially have infinite mana because of the Fountain regen. But now that's a little bit harder because, of course, it shares a cooldown with the TP. It just reduces it. So now you have to TP back and then walk at a base, which obviously takes a lot longer, especially on a slow guy like Zeus.
Yeah, he's not the swiftest of.
No, he's not bad though. It's, you know, there's worse heroes.
Could be a Crystal Maiden.
Yeah. He could be the Wolves of Icerac for sure.
Swifter than the Wolves of Icerac. Oh, here we go. Chuan. It's over here on the side. The leap forward immediately. So that is a failed smoke gank here. Look at this. Also wandering over here into the... He's already used that Eye of the Storm, guessing to kind of farm up. He's in the vicinity, so if they try to do anything too cheeky on the side of Aster, they will have to reckon with the Razor. Oh, that sounds like a good band too. Reckon with
the Razor. Oh, the arrow.
Oh, the arrow? Still connected? Interesting. Right. Oh, right out the bloodshot. So he wants to see if he can get this kill, but he's not going to be able to. They'll turn back around. They'll get the kill on XXS, and they'll find a kill on Fade. Let's do a rotation here.
I gotta say that Flame Guard paid dividends in that fight. It really looked like he was dead with that arrow, but 360 magic absorb, including resistance, is pretty insane. So they do get the Mars kill. They trade 2 for it, but I mean, you're probably okay with that if you're Aster, just because of all the rotations that you forced out.
Ronna's found this big old stack over here that Zeus has been making for himself. Blood also rotating. It's like we're gonna see some pinstering.
Oh,
They'll try to make
That's not what we want to
immediately
be.
over onto Xiaofu, but on the back lines we have a whole other fight going on as they're chasing after Boboka. They'll find the kill on Xiaofu. But it's gonna take a while to take down Boboka. They might be able to turn this here. Fantasy making his way over. He's also gonna get taken down. There's the slight forward here coming out from X6S. Looking for that opening. Blood being able to take a lot of that damage, but the nuke's coming out. Fade is here. He's got the lift. They toss up over to the side. They'll be able to grab him now. YDS. He's trying to run away. He does have a TP. Looks like he's gonna try to TP out. Do they have the vision? They don't. So Marana will survive that, but there's a handful of heroes on the side of Keen. Only one on the side of Aster.
Zeus stacks up again, gets a bounty runner. Time to farm, my dude.
He's got it though, because they spied out that big stack that he had, right?
Not the fastest stack farming hero though, as we can see. I don't know if he can actually.
You can
do
have
this.
Boboka come help.
He could. But
I guess he doesn't want it though.
Opting to give it.
He's got bigger fish.
Yeah, I think SCC's cool with taking that too. I mean, he's got nothing better to do, so. Nope, just ignoring the stack. All right.
All right.
Okay.
This is making a lot of space that in here for Erica. He's taken the tower now. He's just taken over parts of their jungle, farming up. So the Terrorblade's got to be very happy about all this because they've been fighting a lot, but has not included him. So he's just been allowed to hit creeps.
True, but
Whereas everyone else has been scuffling.
the nice thing about having a Zeus on your team versus a TB is that you never really need to worry about him as a win condition. Oh, SCC.
Yeah, they used the Moonlight Shadow. They've got the Ice Blast to boot. Dead Dragon might. Oh, it looks like, thought maybe YDS was trying something cheeky over here.
See, Mars is one of the
There we
few
go.
heroes that does not care about how tanky a DK is, because physical resistance does nothing to a absolute crap ton of magic damage. It's the same thing with like the Timbersaw matchup versus Mars. It's sure the strength hero versus Timber, but once you get 6, I feel like Mars can kill almost any hero in Dota with just a little bit of help.
Stack gets taken by XXS, so that's probably why the Zeus was leaving it. Wyvern got a little bit of gold. Gosh, I want this Wyvern to get her to level 6. I feel like that's going to be really big, especially when, you know, the Arena of Blood comes out, right? Everybody's in a small, close space anyway, so...
Yeah.
Why not have them turn on each other and save your bros?
Who took the tome? I think it was Fade. Fade's level 6.
Yeah.
Almost 7, almost 8. Greedy position 4.
Hey, it's pretty good, good thing for a Rubik. Man, YDS really wants this kill, but Fade in the vicinity. Blade.
Missed the Starstorm. I mean, it's hard to, on Mirana, get a solo kill like that. You know, it's always flashy, it feels good, but it's really hard to solo kill people with this hero. It feels like she just doesn't have exactly enough damage to kill people from full. Even a support.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
Unless you hit some, like, sick arrow, but even then.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Chuan's got his travel now. We also have a Spirit Vessel on XXS. That's a pretty solid. I mean, TB's got his... He's got his Yasha, and he's getting closer to the meta, but that's not really a timing that he's going to want to fight around, because he's against a Zeus. So BKB is his timing. I think you just ignore the fact that there's even a Dota game going on if you're TV until you have the BKB. Otherwise, you just can't play into the Zeus. You could even argue for a Blink Dagger as well before you play the game, because then you can blink on the Zeus and BKB and kill him, and then all of a sudden, not a counter anymore if he's dead.
Well, I think Erica's doing exactly what you've been saying. They're not really interested in bottom lane, though. They'll use the Winter Curse to hold YDS into place. They'll follow up maybe a little bit early with that Dragon too. And I thought John was going to try to snipe that from Mountain, but doesn't get the last hit.
Top tower is under attack.
Okay.
The nice thing about using the Thunder God's Wrath now, though, to just do a little bit of damage, is that XP is global. So if you do damage, you get XP for it. And before, that literally was not the case with Zeus. Like, you had to steal kills, which kind of didn't really feel right, you know, to steal kills when you had zero contribution to them whatsoever. Almost zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would really piss your team off sometimes. Dude, stop KS.
Sometimes. It's a lot of times in my pubs anyways, but... Do you have a smoke? Oh, they've turned their attention immediately over to blood. They have the detection. We've spun a little bit more time. There's that arena that we talked about. Don't have enough damage though. Razor's gonna be able to make it out alive. The nicely sidestep, but they follow up with a snowball. Jafu's getting very low. That spirit vessel should be able to get a kill, but they'll also be able to take down blood. Oh gosh, and fantasy post afterwards, you know, here with the Chuan shattering.
He dropped the shatter, yeah. I love that Chuan chose to nuke the Razor, who came back in instead of the Mars. Like, he didn't just take the free kill from the Mars. He actually killed the Razor, which let him arc lightning the Mars as well. So he gets 2 for 1 there, which I think you're pretty happy with if you're Zeus, picking up both those kills on 2 cores. And yeah, it's you know, you're alive for the kill, and then a support gets a kill on you after you're dead. You don't really care that much. If there's like an over-leveled AA in your game, I don't think you care that much about that hero.
Well, again, it's one of those situations, if you know you're gonna die anyways, hit your buttons, use your spells. Unload everything that you can, and hope that it at least helps your team out, even if it... at that time.
I think he actually could have survived there, but he just kind of chose the suicide for the 2 core field, which maybe I'm insane, but I kind of agree with that. Like, I feel like if you're a Zeus, you're super cool just getting those levels.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, Mantis.
Aether lens as well.
Erica's headed back off to the jungle. I want to know why he decided on the name Erica. What was it? Yesterday was it C deck that has Victoria? I want to know why these names.
I mean, they're good names. They're good names.
They are. No, I'm just curious. It's a...
There's this lady at the subway that we go to, and she's Indian, and she said that because she moved to Canada, she had to choose a name, and her name is Gemini, and I think that's such a cool name, and she changed it to Jimmy because that's more of like an American kind of Canadian name. And I was like, dude, Gemini is cool as hell. What are you choosing Jimmy for? But you know, it's sometimes you just go with the other gender name, and that's life, you know?
That happens with a lot of minorities. I worked for a Korean lady, and she had just hired another Korean lady, and she's like, oh, we need to pick out a name for her. And she's like, what do you think of the name Aurora? And I was like, what? I was like, Laura? She's like, no, Aurora. And I was like, I couldn't figure out what she was saying. Hold that thought. They're going to be going uphill into a smoke right now, and SSS going right for blood. They separated so far away from the rest of the team. He's going to have to turn back around. They'll be able to go take out Shafu, and they're looking for more. Can they grab blood fast? No, he's got that Yules. Throughout the remnant, they're trying to catch up. They're trying to get this Winter Curse off, possibly. Winter Wyvern, Boboka trying to find this angle, but...
Blood's fast. Oh, he turned around!
Yes, he manages to go. He grabs an arrow thrown out, easily sidestepped and dodged. They'll be able to find another kill here, going over to SCCC.
You greedy! Why'd you turn around?
I think it's been a misclick. Yeah?
Maybe he clicked on
that. Didn't look like...
I mean, he pressed his Q, so I think maybe he was like farming or something, but he didn't... Oh, you know what it was?
What?
Okay, he was just using the Q to slow, but he didn't realize he was standing directly on top of this ward here at the top lane. So I think it was he got around the trees and he queued to slow them because he's like, of course I'm out of vision here, but he just wasn't. A Chuan? Oh god, if he dies solo to Erica, that is not good.
Look at the TPs coming out immediately. They're like, we got to get it out of there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
he gets popped.
He's too fast. That would not be a good. That would not be a good death.
They find a kill. That's going to be an arena of blood coming out here. They'll buy a little bit more time. They've already used that Winter Spears Boboka. It's going to get frozen up into place. Fatal taken down. They'll find another kill to Boboka, but they'll be able to take down Xiaofu. Blood now trying to run away. They do have the Spirit Pistol charge over on him, and they might be able to find this kill, although the XSS is a little bit deep here, and it's a totally split fight, right? You got Schwan over on the side. Blood gets him a triple kill as they keep chasing after Fantasy, chasing after Blood. There's Fantasy's got to make it out alive. SCCC needs to be careful. He could actually just go down here. Erica TP's over. He finds a kill. XSS will eventually find the kill on Razor, but everybody going in different directions here.
All right, Aster. No more diving if you want to win this game. That was nuts. That was wild.
That was
See,
3 different
walking
fights
to
on
the
it.
tower. Yeah, but it's all in enemy territory though. Is the problem? You know, it's real easy for King Gaming to just TP in and wipe them there with how much they committed. I mean, Zeus walked into tower with AA cold feet on and took like each tower hit was like 10% of his HP. And then Razor walks in like, okay, takes the kill with his Q. Not good. I mean, I understand the Ember Spirit diving, but the other heroes, he kind of baited them a little bit into diving there.
Yeah. But
and then
about all that,
DK, the exact same thing happens with the DK. He gets stuck in the tower with the cold feet. Big boy TB comes in. He says, "Don't mind if I do. Take a free kill here on a core on the enemy carry."
I mean, that was still a great fight, but Fantasy was going for the rune, but unfortunately for him, Aster was sitting there waiting. It looks like Erica, though, you know, he happily collected a free kill there, but he's not going for the BKB Jenkins. He's actually headed for getting himself the Scotty.
I mean, once again, we saw this yesterday from Vici. Sometimes you just want to play for like a later BKB timing because you're okay with farming, or you feel like just at the current damage numbers with how Zeus is doing that I can survive the Zeus damage with dry HP. But I mean, eventually he's of course going to get a BKB unless his game is really damn good, which is possible. I mean, he's got a 4K difference between him. I mean, closer to 3K difference between him and the next guy in line in terms of net worth. So sure, maybe no BKB for a bit, but I feel like at a certain point it definitely enters into your mind as a consideration of PB versus Zeus. But I definitely don't mind the Scotty first for sure.
Yeah. Gates using the top lane. Looks like figure there's got to be more than just Chuan showing up over here in lane. Trying his best to just stay out of vision. That.
Erica just comes back to the spot lane, starts in creeps again.
It's a good thing to him. He hasn't had to do. He's basically been left completely alone for the last like 15 minutes, I'd say. They find a nice kill though onto Boboka as they use the Arena of Blood. Fade managing to steal Bulwark.
Not a good ability.
Not the greatest ability for Rubik, but it doesn't matter here. Shafu will get taken down. Looking for any stragglers, won't be able to find any. It looks like they'll start putting a little bit more pressure on this mid tower. It's been a slow tower taking game, it feels.
Yeah, definitely. It's like both teams are really quick to TP in and fight to defend their towers. I mean, this mid tower is just so important because it opens up access to both of the jungles and to Roshan, as well as you can smoke across the map when the tower is dead. So it's quite important to keep those alive if you can.
Got it completed now for Erica. Other item underneath his belt. I would like to possibly see BKB coming out, but I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be a little greedy. I just get this feeling.
I get the gut feeling too that he's gonna be a little greedy, but I mean also, logic dictates that he should go for a BKB at this point.
Right. With
these items, like what else is he gonna get?
A butterfly?
No way. No way. Against all magic damage? That'd be crazy.
That's true. Oh, Fade. Oh, poor Fade.
The bulwark was actually protecting him a little bit there.
Boboka also just needs his neighborhood. Nope, but the spear? That's such a weird interaction. You can actually spear people out of your own.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Fight on it.
It's the same thing with Batrider. If you spear him into trees, his Firefly just destroys the trees as he gets speared, so you just can't.
Weird interaction.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great.
Game. BKB does just get picked up for the DK now, so they'll probably be looking for a skirmish as soon as their Rubik's back up. Maybe reclaim some of this ground because the side of King Gaming, they're playing very tight right now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's all they need to do. They've got a TB who's huge.
Yeah.
Kind of play on his own and then connect with them. So they don't really need to be split. Okay, he is going for the BKB. Thankfully. I mean, once again, I have faith in all of these players that they, if he's not going for BKB, it's because he's going for like the later timing. I think if this is like NASA, it might be different, but Chinese tier 2, tier 1 is, I mean, all these teams are pretty damn strong. There aren't many questionable teams.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a big fight. They open up with the Zeus ult for the jump forward, but they have the BKB over on Blood now. SAPPHIRE, he has to run away. Xiaofu drops this arena, and it's also just to try to separate this fight, but they have their own BKB. Xiaofu will be the first to fall. SAPPHIRE will be the next. IDS, they're looking, they've got the... Yeah, they'll be able to take down Fantasy. Blood's so low. XXS, he really wants this. He's got the remnant. He's got to get over there. It does a little bit more damage. He won't be able to find the kill. Now YDS will be the next person on the hit list of this Ember Spirit.
It's just Erica alive here.
What?
Dude, he died.
Why is he all the way back here?
He's gonna get Winner's Cursed. No, he's not gonna get Winner's Cursed. He doesn't get it off.
Okay, that's... Look at the drop the illusion so he can farm too.
He has a Nimbus on Zeus. So he can't TP here. But Erica's dead. I don't know how he survives this.
There's no way Erica's over there. He's not gonna be able to get the Thunder off. They get the lift.
Wow. That is disastrous for King Gaming.
Why did the my bad immediately getting dropped by Erica? I'm a little surprised why he went in on that.
I think he was just looking for like a quick tick on the Wyvern and then get out of that fight. But I'm pretty sure he didn't expect the Zeus to have the Agams. And then the moment he sees the Ags and the Zeus, all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I can't TP out. Because literally anywhere you go, he's gonna press the Nimbus on you. So without the BKB, which he desperately wishes at this point that he had went for a BKB first. Without the BKB, he cannot TP out against the Zeus. It's not possible. There's so much damage from Aster right now. Like this Zeus and the Ember are just absolutely obliterating in these fights. I mean, DK hasn't done anything. It's like, I mean, it's DK, right? So it's like, this is what he's supposed to do, run in with the BKB and die, and then set it for his team. Ember,
Nice pick off here. They managed to grab Fate, but they don't manage to grab Quan. Fate's just running around in circles. Shepard can't land an arrow. He can't fight it. He thinks he's got to read a blood for his own throat now.
He looked kind of nice, and then you're like, oh wait, where's his team? There's nobody there.
Well, I guess he kind of figured maybe I can hold them, or ask the team to show up, but maybe the team decides they don't want to be there. I just like the tippy taps Fade running around in circles. And this poor Mars, who's just trying to get a spear, trying to do anything, and he just cannot.
I really wanted to get the Zeus there, but unfortunately, he's very quick on the Zeus with the travels.
God, XSS playing this not like he's playing it like a mid that he's just moving around.
And that's kind of
kind of cool.
I mean, it's kind of how you play. Like Ember's in this weird spot where it kind of feels like no matter what role he's in, even if it's a support, you play it like a mid. Like it just turns out it's a really good way to play him. Like everybody's maxing the Flame Guard in the offlane now, which was absolutely and even as a support sometimes. Which absolutely was not the way that people were playing him as an offlaner. They were kind of playing him differently, but then they realized, like, oh, mid-Ember build offlane items anyway. Like this Vessel, BKB, like these are utility items, they're not. And they also happen to do damage because it just worked really well with his kit. So, I mean, Ember's just I mean, there's a reason this hero is the most picked band in the tournament. It's pretty broken.
Yet it still somehow manages to slide into the second pick.
Shocking.
That's
shocking.
Yeah.
I suppose it's because there's only one ban between first and second now, so that ban is usually going to be targeted at something that's like more cheesy rather than like an Ember, who's a pretty standard hero. But good job, XXS is making it look really good.
All right, this is going to be the BKB reveal coming out of Erica now. It's smoked up. They've got Moonlight Shadow. They have some nice vision to place on the side, but still have the smoke, so the ward's not going to detect them.
They did ping though. Fade saw. I don't know how Fade saw. I think he saw in the corner of this ward, in the middle. He saw the smoke.
Okay.
He draws the line, so he says they're in the jungle right now.
Brush the ward over here on the side too, expecting that they must be over there.
Very good word for defending this raid jungle into the triangle kind of play. Like, you know that word's gonna give vision to them eventually, because that's exactly where Dire is. Like, that's the only path that they can take to get to Radiant.
Sentries are really, oh look at that, they just go, they drop the, just for scouting. They know where they are, but just for good measure, just in case they're smoked up in the moving across. Yeah, I love these sentries though, the way that they pair up, just with this vision, so that way they can keep tabs if it's the Moonlight Shadow, and they're trying to move that way without any sort of smoke.
Sure. And then also this,
pretty good about that though.
They have been, yeah.
Right?
They've been doing the double, which is pretty cool. It's a cool strat. Really anticipating the high level warding. YDS just chilling. I mean, it's he sees that the arrow came from the trees. Doesn't go for the Nimbus or anything though.
Guess he just doesn't think it's really worth his time. I don't know. No.
Yeah, suppose so.
They do have they have some vision over here jungle, so they know where some of these heroes are. They've shown up in lane too, so I don't know. Everybody's pretty quiet right now. Everyone's back to farming. What do we see? What do we have on these cores? Halbert's been completed now for the DK. XXS. Still the same stuff for now. The Moonlight Shadow, they're coming out from the side of Keen, so maybe doing a little bit of scouting. They don't have any wards though over on the side of the well, they see where Bobocut is, but
Are they go for the smoke as well?
feels risky. I guess maybe just to put more vision down. Fantasy doesn't have any wards though.
Really like to fight around this TB. He has not gotten to use this yet. But the Radiant is not having it. They're just fine chilling in a triangle. They're just slowly farming up a storm. Dude, XXS, what? She have full Radiance?
Did we finish that now?
Yeah, she's
Oh my
huge.
god.
Lordy.
Big boy.
Oh yeah. And now they're gonna fight. They have BKB on DK, they have BKB on XXS. They're ready to go.
Go up into the high ground. YDS immediately leaping double time, but oh, it's a matter of fate. He manages to grab her up at the last second. You see Ember, XXS, he's moving forward, he's waiting, but he's getting his own fight over here as he takes down Fantasy single-handed. YDS will fall in the back line. Both the supports down. This Hake string coming in handy here for the Ember Spirit.
That right there is like the difference between an 8k MMR player and a less than 8k MMR player. Is that like I don't. It is such a ballsy but good play to jump past the immediate pickoff to go for the backline like that, because you have ace, because you have BKB. Just kind of like looking for more, like kind of calculating that you know that you're gonna get that kill anyway. And like, because all of your instincts are telling you, like, you smell blood in the water, right? You go straight for that Mirana. But XXS, he calculated, you know, and he was able to ignore his instincts and be disciplined and jump past, even though it kind of looked like the least disciplined play, but it really is. It always interests me to see stuff like that happen, because you literally don't see that happening in anything other than like the top games.
I think also it's the idea that maybe, you know, you're not able to catch that Mirana as well, right? The fact that you're a little bit further ahead too. The double, I feel like, you know, it's all about efficiency, so you can do multiple things.
Like if the Mirana gets the leap off, you're gonna get her,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to grab her, you get some information about, you know, because that's so risky, going uphill and not having the vision.
Yeah, but he's got a BKB, he's got a haste, and he's an Ember.
And he's an Ember Spirit.
I think he's really confident in his ability to survive. And no, I definitely think you're right. And there's like a part of that is the fact that it also covers space. If the Mirana did get another leap off, he's just there, kill him, and he'll kill her. Either way, he's going to get kills, which is exactly what makes it such a beautiful play. Is there's so many factors to it that he's considering all at once, because of course he has so much experience with the game.
Tower is under attack.
God, It's nice Dota. It's really nice to see stuff like that happen.
I also feel like part of that is kind of mental, right? The kind of the haka used to just intimidate. Look, I don't care. I'm not worried about any of this. Where you just run in with your face, and the enemy team's like, oh my god, what do they know that we don't? What do they have? Do they have an item? What's going on?
True. I legitimately think like you have to play Ember like that to make it. Well, maybe you don't have to. The hero's broken, but I think that's like the best way to play Ember.
Right.
I remember we were casting like a week back, and
That's triple C. Oh, he wants this Marana, but she's out.
we were watching Schofield, and Schofield would constantly go on Ember and just like run right in front of people, do a little dance, and they cast spells on him, and then he'd remnant out. And it's like, did he need to do that little dance? No, but he's baiting them to do shit, right? Like he's
He's a
making
bullet
them,
sponge, so to speak.
Yeah,
He's bullets unless you're a sniper.
like this hero haunting and psychology is legitimately very important because this show's all about wasting time. So I totally agree with the points, 100%.
MKB picked up now from Terrorblade. It feels like King Gaming keeps wanting to take these fights, right? But they're never getting them on their terms. They're never getting this big grand team fight to show. Look at our Terrorblade. Look at how massive he is. It's just constantly pick off after pick off.
Yep, true. And the later and later this goes, I mean, you have the Zeus who's gonna eventually get the arc making damage channel, and that's when TB feels pretty bad.
We do get another BKB timing though coming out now from Rafu, so a lot of that magic damage and the lockdown not going to be able to keep him in place when he does, go on that arena of blood. If he decides to use it as a way of containing them or just separating the fights, he is going to be able to have his own little insurance policy as long as he's quick with the fingers, right?
Yeah, he does really need that. I mean, so many times he's gone into these fights and just melted with Zeus to the vessel. So big pickup from him.
I feel like we haven't talked at all about blood here.
I mean, it's a razor. This is the thing. I feel similarly about Mars. This is just kind of like the TV show at this point. It just consumes all on the map, and it leaves other cores to basically just take the scraps. So this is kind of TV plus force support. I mean, it's just the nature of the hero, right? It's nothing against the other two core players of King Gaming. It's literally just how he functions. He's just the boy. He's the god, and you protect him. And you get a BKB, and you're very grateful if you can get a BKB on these other cores. Thank you, Master TB, for giving me the farm.
Allowing me. Yeah, pretty much. When Shadow getting committed here.
I have some more.
Back off on the side of Aster. They do have a sentry ward. It's placed on the low ground.
Aster is not interested in fighting unless it is a 100% clear good fight for them, which very
She coming up. Oh, nice scouting ultimate here. Like exactly where everyone on King Gaming is. I see they're all grouped together, and they're just like, yeah, we don't need to take this right now.
They did pop the black EK form, the Aghanim Sept EK form from SCC.
Does he have a sword in the middle of him?
I love this X. Yeah, it does look like
his face is terrifying too. Oh God!
Is that a
I've never seen this
set. Part of the cosmetic. Oh no, that's definitely part of the cosmetic.
I've never seen them set. Oh my God!
I feel like he'd be dead if that sword is just right. That's like right dead center of mass. Like
It's again the intimidation factor. It's just me. I took a sword through the middle and I'm still standing.
Exactly, really important.
I have a really goofy grin on my face. It's the grin that's throwing me off with this too. We got a lot of teeth.
Definitely the least intimidating part of the set.
And he's a toothy boy. He clearly whitens his teeth too. My goodness.
Wait, that was not his teeth. That was the inside of his mouth was white. I think he had big black teeth.
It looked
We'll see.
I don't know.
Because if you're looking at that and you're seeing a big smile, I can understand why you're thinking this is a dumb BK set.
That's what I'm seeing.
One of those optical illusions where you see something in like shadows that's not there.
Possible. It's possible, but when I looked at it, I just saw a big old toothy grin on that DK, and it looked like it was supposed to be kind of frightening. Like, you could see the big incisors, but I don't know. Double damage though on Erica. I feel like and the Satanic, they want to take a fight.
With a a leveler. Oh god, if you could somehow get in front of the enemy base with this, you're gonna shred.
Smoke. Can they? No. I was gonna say, can they at least like try to do Roche or something? Try to sneak it, but double damage is over. Got the leveler, like you said. They've got the Satanic Rush she picked up now for Erica. They just haven't been able to find a fight on their terms. That is a big problem. Keaton Gaming. They've got a Terrible who would love to. It's like when you get something really nice and shiny and new, and you're like, I can't wait to show. Oh, Chuan though, Arrow. Because everybody's gonna be able to make it out the line. S-Triple-C is here. He's a big tanky boy. They drop the Nymphs, lift up the front Shabu. They can't do anything about Erica right now. They should be able to get the kill onto Chuan, but over on the back line, Triple-C is gonna get a lot of that damage. Drain Fantasy will take it down. There's no Ice Blast. They'll be able to hold KG. Oh my god, he's melting to Erica. They go and they drop the arena, trying to just make some space over here. But Erica, he's sitting so very, very low. What the heck is happening with Marana? Okay, she's gonna be able to TP out, but they'll find the kill on the Terrorblade. And they are gonna be able to find Jafu here. It's a disaster for Keen Gaming.
Well, they got the Zeus,
big
but
fingers, holy.
The instant buyback from him too, just debating Erica into. I mean, yeah, you're right. The quick fingers on him, and also just the unfortunate miss on arrow timing made it. Erica had to pace deep into the base to kill the Zeus, but I understand. I mean,
separated the entire time. Like you've got a Marana.
Yeah.
I can't even see Marana on my screen. I'm trying to watch this team fight, and I just see Marana totally off by herself, and everyone else is fighting very, very forward.
Right. And once again, XXS, really beautiful schooling of the fight by him, where he just goes straight for the back lines. He killed the AA first. I mean, a Radiance, BKB, Flameguard, Ember run at you, vessels you as an AA, you're just like, F my life, you know, you're done. You're just done at that point.
It doesn't feel good. This AA just can't be anywhere near this fight. The A just picked up Schwab. God with it. More immortality.
That's I mean, he needs that. He's got the buyback now, so, and now he gets level 25, so he's got the arc lightning damage if he wants it, which I would assume.
Yeah, he takes it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you maybe, who knows? 225 cast range. Nah.
Look at S-Triple-C's health with the whip of Shaco. Shaco?
Whatever. Goes.
The hat with the big old fancy hat.
How does a hat give you 1200 max health?
It's extremely armored, maybe. I don't know. Bobuka? Oh, the stun though! Gonna be able to slow down YDS. Still a dead Witcher Wyvern. They have the but he does manage to get the Witcher's Curse off right before he expires here. The follow-up S-Triple-C. Now a few over here. The lift, the Spirit Vessel. No one's gonna get. Oh, well, Bobuka's gonna get hit with that arrow. He's just back. But this is a very dead Mars over on the side. They'll find this. Oh, Marana. She thought that she'd be able to get away scot-free, and that is not the case. Cake.
And he got the gem back, so that's really the more important thing here is that the initial pick-off was like the gem loss, and they got it back. I think you know, any amount of gold that's given away in that fight doesn't really matter. It's all about what map control the gem gives you. As you can see, like Boboka runs through the jungle, immediately dewards one ward in a century. So,
gosh, that's gonna feel so bad for King Gaming, because not only do they have a Zeus who's ripping down all of your wards, you even have just a gem. So you can just continuously take down. They have no vision on the map.
But
like, how do you go out there?
When you have this Marana who's just constantly pressing Moonlight Shadow, and they're smoking on top of it, at a certain point you're kind of triggered that they're just running around invisible constantly, and you're like, all right, let's get a gem, guys.
No, I agree with that. I agree.
Like, there's a frustrating amount of invis detection on ASTER, but there's also a frustrating amount of invis on King Gaming, basically.
Gosh, remember when you had unlimited sentries, when sentry wards didn't have a what do you call
those
it?
Those were the days. Like a max stock.
You would buy so many of them as support that eventually the entire map was covered.
Yeah, those were the days.
days. Now you're forced into buying a gem.
Yeah. Yeah. Gems,
What about my
rapiers.
freedoms as a support? What if I don't want to buy a gem?
You know, it's funny,
Why
'cause
am I being forced into it?
They've been trying for so many years to make supporting more and more interesting, but support players just like refuse to. Like, top tier support players refuse to do the fun stuff. Like they're just okay. There's a century limit. Well, I'm gonna buy all of them out now. You know, wards are free. Okay, well I'm gonna ward.
Oh,
ward.
wow. Big jumps in immediately. Doesn't quite land that spear, but
Tries.
not opening. I remember the first TI where the gem of True Sight, they told everyone, don't buy the gem. It doesn't work. But it does not work yet.
Really?
Yeah, that was a
Wow.
thing.
I had no idea. That's crazy.
That's how in beta it still was
Why
at the time.
wouldn't they just? Why wouldn't they just table it then for the tournament? I don't get it.
Maybe they didn't have time. I don't know.
That's
Ask
crazy.
Valve.
Back in the day when they were Valve was
actually, yeah.
new programmers. Oh, Source 1. Oh, smoke to the high ground here.
Oh, that's a nice arena of blood, but where's the rest of the team again? Oh yeah, this buys a little bit more time. They'll be able to take that. Oh, though. That Winter's Curse is at Triple C. He's such take boy. Turn back around. He's got a BKB. They'll go and they'll drop the Nimbus. XX though needs to be careful. He might have fight off a little bit more than he could do. He's gonna have to remnant himself away, but this Eye of the Storm and Link doing way too much damage as they do manage to find the kill onto Xiaofu. Rest of their team, they're missing Gember and they are missing that Winter Wyvern. I'm not going in. The buyback coming out now from the Mars. They do have a lot of damage with Twan. He just can't do anything against this BKB. Xiaofu jumps for it. They'll pop the 8s. Backlogs. It's just S triple C and Fade against the world. But you know what's not gonna help is when he just gets sundered by the Terror Blade here. Chuan, he's got his BKB. He's trying to get out of there. XXS is here. He bought back. He wants to help Erica. He's still trying to man fight. He's not gonna be able to. He's gonna get taken down. The Lotus Orb coming out. Look at Fantasy. It doesn't matter. You can't run, my friend. Chuan though as well. He can't run either. Speed and XXS. Can they take down Xiaofu? It's looking pretty damn likely. He's a tanky boy. He's gonna run out of his own arena. He wants to find the good hit, but he's not gonna be able to. It's a triple kill for XXS.
What that fight was. I mean, that could have been a disaster for either team. Like, you have Shalon ended up dying there twice, and with no buyback, dies the second time. And then also, we had like that Sunder onto the DK who has no buyback, but then eventually XXS is able to buy back, which if he died, the game is just over right there. But he's actually able to clean up and kill basically the entirety of King Gaming. So if anybody doesn't basically clutch in that fight, one of these teams is going to lose, but everybody kind of pressed their buttons well and used their buybacks, so.
That was 3 buybacks, yeah. That's good. Grab a Spirit Vessel charge over onto. Oh, okay. XXS. No. That's a bit far. God, this guy's bloodthirsty, and I love it, but. Gotta be careful. Just pop back, man.
Force out the Marauder ulti. It's something.
Tower's gonna get taken out here. Lycius can't do too much about it, unfortunately. Let's mow down this creep wave.
The prize is mine. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Dude, apparently we're just sitting there at 47 minutes. That's always a nice pickup.
A nice little treat. That arrow?
I saw that.
That arrow?
We saw that YDS.
A little bit off the mark. We'll just say he was a scout, Jenkins.
Weird. I don't know. I've definitely done that before. It's not when you're shooting arrows in the fog. Sometimes it's hard. Let's see. What's the level 25 status? So we have Ember 29, almost 30. He did go for the 12-second restore time. Wyvern, not even close. Our Zeus, of course, level 25. DK's got the 1.8x Dragon Blood HP regen at level 25, so this guy, he's a tanky boy. And Rubik, we have a 12-second telekinesis cooldown, so this is a 10-second cooldown, like 3-second disable at this point. Pretty solid, pretty nice. TB does have a Scythe of Ice, and he went for the Metamorphosis attack range, as opposed to the Sunder cooldown.
Okay.
We'll see if that pays off.
Just trying to stay further outside of the fight? Or?
I am not sure if that's what you want to do against a Zeus. I feel like it's maybe he can get more hits off when he blinks on the Zeus, but I don't know. I do feel like the Sunder would be probably pretty solid talent this game, but we'll see. Maybe he feels like he's only going to get Sunder off one in a fight anyway, so what's the point, you know?
I feel like the Mars, look at them just, oh yeah, they see him. They see it. Tossed out, sidestep it nicely on the side of ASTER. Just like that, the engagement is over. Neither team really interested in taking some kind of random fight on no high ground. Like both teams really want to be disappointed about where they take this fight, because this one could be the last one, you know, especially with the respawning in 1 second. Yeah, there he is, big boy's got the cheese. Completed Bloodthorn now over on the Dragon Knight. I don't know, I worry that it's just gonna have, like, Xiaofu, but he's not anywhere near, you know, SCCC status. And they just kind of ignore him. They go for the supports in the backline first. I don't know. I just feel like Erica's not going to be able to sit as far back as he likes during these fights and making use of that metamorph. And this is exactly where, like, the Zeus pick comes in handy in terms of the draft. It's just the reason that they can avoid Erica and just go for everybody else is because they have Zeus, which is an answer to the TB. You know, like, that's always the nice thing about playing with Zeus on your team against illusion heroes, is that you don't really ever need to deal with them because they want to go late, you want to go late, but you counter them in late games, so who cares? This could be our big fight. We've got the smoke, got the cold feet dropped over here, brother. Zeus has got his refresher if he wants to buy it. This is going to be a big fight around the Roche pit. They have to be careful though, because everybody wants this Roche. Everybody wants a piece of that immortality and that cheese. Rapper nice. Coming out first from the side of ASTER. Trying to get any information. Yeah, quite revealing themselves just yet. They see the ward on the high ground. They know there's a ward up there, so they did. Okay. Oh, Jackson jumping for it. Oh, but blink out instantly, and this Mars is not in for a good time. He is just going to get obliterated as XXS jumps right in. Their blood being able to steal a decent amount of damage, but they can just walk away. And on the back lines, Erica, he's totally alone. The rest of the team has just totally walked away here. So he's going to try to man fight over SCCC, but eventually he realizes the team's not here. I can't. He has to TP out. That was his game too. Oh my god. King Gaming's ham to try to get the Zeus on the back line, but to the degree where they're basically throwing the fight in order to get him. Which, I mean, you have to do it. It always looks like throwing against a Zeus when you're trying to jump him at any cost. With being said, I don't think that King Gaming can fuck with this. Meta's down too on the Terror Blade. It's going to be very difficult to try to get in that pit. And look, they're not even going anywhere near it. They realize, okay, we're going to have to take a loss on this particular fight because they just can't do it. At this point, I believe Rapier is the play on Terror Blade. I don't think there's anything else you can really do. And even then, I'm concerned about that. Like, I don't know if he can withstand what they're tossing at him. Actually, you know what? Maybe an Scepter on TV would be good at this point. Because the big fear, you just fear everybody and focus the Zeus. Because everybody's, like, protecting the Zeus. That's the problem. I honestly feel like Ags is pretty good. I mean, he has... Go for it, but not a typical pickup that we see on Terror. It's not, but you know, he's... Oh god. He wants fantasy so bad. And he'll find it. Frozen into place. Erica is nearby. They ping him out, but not going to be able to quite grab him quick enough. Well, DS hiding in the corner. Nobody's going to be able to detect him at this time. He's out. Little pickoffs, though, especially like how fast XXS just zips in. It's so hard for the rest of King Gaming to respond. They can't even, right? Yeah. Like, they're so spread out right now, too. Yeah, I mean, they can't. They know if they respond, it's just a lost fight anyway. Fighting to an age is when you have somebody who dies immediately on your team. Not good. Good. Wyvern has the gem for both eyes now since she picked off the one that Fantasy had.
That's good. That's good.
What's going on over here? Blood? YDS? Looks like YDS is the bigger target right now, but they'll be almost finished with him very, very soon as XXS over on the side. The Lotus Orb comes out. Everyone's a little piggy over here. Blood, they need a little bit more damage, and XXS will be able to deliver.
God, the Razor and the Mars have felt useless past the 30-minute mark of the game. It's just been the TB show, but it's a TB show against a Zeus. I mean, it's not easy. Like we see in these fights, he is getting absolutely shredded to the point he just has to leave. He just has to BKB and TP the hell out every single time.
This Ember is like the biggest thorn in the side of King. I mean, this. How often do you see your off-lane Ember Spirit getting the Aegis? And you see him being 14, 2, and 21.
Yeah, not often. Not often, but I mean, XXS, I should say, is just having such a phenomenal game. All right, TB, what's your item, man? You 7,000 gold.
Oh, Erica, back coming out from Rana. She's spooked. Pipe up the racks. Erica now. So the team is sitting very far back. So he gets pushed forward, but he's got a BKB. He's very tanky. Chat food too. Over here on the side is just getting XXS. Leap forward coming out from YDS. He can't how much damage XXS can actually hold on to. Be able to go throw out the net. BKB coming up for Chat food, but again, there's nobody left in his arena. He can't hold him down. XXS, he's getting focused so hard. They'll pop that age of the Chat food. He just gets taken down by his own teammates. Thanks to the Winter's Curse. Arrow gets thrown out. BKB immediately coming out from XXS. But he's not going to be able to stay alive much longer as he is just absolutely obliterated. And XXS, he's zipping and he wants more. Has to be careful. That sheep stick doing some work on him over on the side, but he should be able to find the kill onto YDS. Although YDS going to be able to follow up here. He still wants it. XXS, that's a little greedy, my friend. Lotus Orb being placed on him as he's going to just heat away and come right back in.
Okay, at this point, if you're TB, man, just get the rapier. You gotta get something like this. XXS even picks up a Necrobook. He's just looking to straight push this with these heroes being dead for 90 seconds. They're going straight.
Yep,
like.
they can. I mean, what are they gonna do with a Terrorblade and an Ancient Apparition? I've seen Terrorblades, they can, occasionally they 1v5, but it's usually when they have that talent where they have the cooldown on the
Sunder.
on the Sunder, and also have a lot of defensive items, ways to stay alive. I just don't think he can. AA trying to do whatever he can, but there it is. There's the good game
they don't even try.
They can't.
I mean,
Look at this. They just go right in on Erica.
Fast
Pads of stats.
I mean, I hate to chalk a 56-minute game up to draft. Well, okay, I'm not gonna do that exactly. it can feel like you're support Ember, but definitely not an I think you can see exactly why this hero is banned in every single game. It just feels like it can do so much for any role. And I mean, XXS just played it extremely well. I don't know what to say. Like, the guy was just doing really cool stuff with Ember, and I don't know if it even warrants a ban, though, is the problem, because if you ban Ember, then you just get Void Spirit, and it's essentially the same thing, or you get him Mars.
They know exactly what they want to pick and ban here.
I guess so.
ASTER, at least. I don't know, I feel like Ember is just, he's just such a good hero that, you know, might as well take it up because you're in some positions, and right, there are two evils. Spirit, Void Spirit. Spirit's just a slightly better version of Void Spirit.
I think it would depend on whether you act a Void Spirit player and Ember player.
That's true. That's basically for what you have told me at the back. Well, I'm an analyst.
Okay. Well, I
would under the bus, Jenkins.
I would say that, like, when I say that, I mean Ember is good against Void Spirit in terms of, like, the matchup is good, but in terms of, like, which hero would you prefer in a game, it depends. Like, Ember is less good at picking people off, better at scaling, better at doing magic damage, by a little bit. They're so close. They're so close to being the same thing, you know? They do the pick off thing, they do the, hey, possible to kill thing. They can build spirit vessels. I mean, the builds on them are identical. There's the Deso battalion build. Both heroes do that. There's the vessel build. Both heroes do that. The only thing that Void doesn't go for is no spirit. Hey, there he is.
I think that makes sense. Picking them up before you get picked out, and then we saw what XX do. I don't even have to be him, right? Again, you can in so many different positions.
Yep. Boga, I'm sure he can play that in the 4 position. And the Grim. Classic. And hey, here's the brother. Can't get Ember, just get the other one. The purple guy.
Well, the question is now, I guess, do they see them? Things like, you know, you let the one woman, Ember versus Void, they don't have to run it that way at all. Right.
Yeah.
So does this just present the problem where, you know, asked to be a little bit more mindful of the fact they have more lockdown, or do they find something that can kind of be Void in line, slow them down? Do you have a lot of love making here? Obviously, keep the light, not the person you think of. And most likely, I'm guessing right now that Ember's going to be in position to like, just constantly feed with her magic and refresh his cooldowns.
Probably, yeah, probably, or carry position. Like, this is just such a good lane, no matter where you put it. And yeah, I mean, I think Void and Ember are two heroes, probably more so, but their two heroes are very punishable in the mid lane. So I really love to see like T8 versus Void Spirit, Queen of Pain versus Void Spirit. Like, these heroes really just obliterate the hero. Whereas like the Ember Void Spirit matchup, it kind of seems like it's a bit of a 50-50 now, because Void Spirit have figured out a way to like go do better in like the first few waves, and then Ember seems to kind of take over, but then both heroes are level 6 and they just leave the lane anyway. So it really feels like a 50-50, and I agree with you that like if one of these heroes goes mid, you just punish it. But you can't know. Like, that reveals a little bit more. That could be an Shaker 4, which means it's probably a Void Spirit offline or mid. But even then, I'm saying, okay, it's not in one of 4 roles, it's in one of 3 roles. Still, we don't know what the hell's going on still. You know?
I mean, if you look at past data, Blood likes to run it as a mid. I don't think they've run it in any other position. They can, and I don't know these players particularly well. You know, we talked about that this is kind of a new squad trying to prove themselves underneath the big boy label of King Gaming Luminous. But it most likely is going to be I have a feeling. Okay.
I mean, for some reason, like when you get a gut feeling about drafts, like it tends to be like, because it tends to be right, just because players often are following gut feelings where it's like, I want to play this. You know, like somebody will say, I want to play Void, or someone has a lot of Void games. You just think like, okay, they're picking it, and they're just picking because it's comfort, and they know that no matter what the counters are, they'll play it really well. So that just opens up the draft for them to pick other people counters and pick other people good games, because you know that it's a really good hero is going to have a good game on it no matter what. So it just gives you like that basically openness in the draft to let other roles get their good picks, which you know you could argue is like a pretty solid strat. Like it's hard to play against. Like, okay, what happens if my carry all of a sudden has a good matchup? And what if the carry has a good matchup? Maybe that makes the game really easy. Who knows? You know, so okay, offlane beast. This hero, good lord, how long has this hero been the offlaner? I feel like it's been
nerfed though, his base damage.
He did. He did.
What, 2 or 4? 2 or 4?
4, yeah, I think it was 4 or 5, something like that. And I mean, still, if you look at the base damage, it's still like 64 or something. It's very stupid high. I don't know if they said they nerfed it and they just did it, because that sometimes happens with.
We've been running into that issue. I think, I was playing Pub the other day, and we're playing. One of the guys was playing Clark, and he buffed his house range, right? But
no idea.
It wasn't actually like visually, it wasn't showing up properly. It was very strange.
Did you know Viper? His Q, when you level it up, it increases his attack range.
I feel like I should have done that.
And dude, it doesn't say anywhere in the tooltip. It just
really?
Yes, it increases the attack range of when you manually press the Q. It increases the attack range. I had no idea. Okay, wow, I like this hero. I played this hero in a 5 position in a pub last night when I was really tired, and it felt really good. I didn't get reported in this game, although I should have, because I'm 5 position Enigma. But
yes, I would have reported.
It does feel good. The new Maledict stun duration is really cool, because it makes it so that a lot of heroes that could previously get away from Enigma can't. Because you have that extended stun duration, and then only a 0.75 second window where you can get out, which is cool. And then also, okay, well, there's the classic counter, of course. Still a black hole.
This guy is like lightning fast.
Dude, this is the best Raybet game ever. I know. I feel like I say that every time, but
no,
Shaker Fissure. You have Enigma ulti. You have Void Spirit spells. All Void Spirit spells are good. And then all Brimstroke spells are really good too. You either steal the bubble, and you're basically just a better Brimstroke, or with Silent, or it's a fun Rubik game. If you're a Rubik player and you get picked Rubik in this game, you're just like, I don't care if we win or lose. This is gonna be fun.
I'm sure they cares if they win or lose. But,
I'm leaning towards these days that good players really get off to just winning the little trades. You know what I mean? Like they're all about just like out-skilling in the individual moments and stuff like that. These 8K players, they're all psychos, you know? They just love the game. And I don't know if it's a good or bad thing.
Be able to get to that MMR. A lot of games. You have to constantly be playing, constantly grinding, and you gotta keep up too. Like if you take a couple of days, slip from the very fast.
Well, it's not just like number of games, also like quality of games. Like you put a ton of effort in to learn. Like it's very easy. You know, I could be in my garage, I could build shit birdhouses my entire life and just keep doing it. But to actually become one of the top birdhouse makers in the world, I would actually have to do some research and get better at it. You know, it's got me to buy better materials.
I support your birdhouse endeavors.
I appreciate that, because my parents think that it's a really bad idea.
I would buy a birdhouse from you. Birds might look at it real weird, like, but
yeah, all right, that's pretty cool.
I'll put wings all over.
The last one that I made, I forgot to put an entrance, but yeah. I just like hammered a hole into it, and you know, she was fine. Anyway,
final pickup over here on the side of Team After, rather the band. But here's my big question too. Look at what King Gaming has. They've got some team fights, right?
Yes.
Massive team fights have massive cooldowns, and then you look at what Aster is bringing to the table, and their cooldowns are a lot shorter.
True. I mean, especially the model very literally makes cooldown shorter, which is always nice. But you're right, Ember fights a lot, Rubik, no cooldowns really. Coddle's really the only big one, and then, I mean, Roar, but...
Deals. Whatever they play. My big
exactly.
concern about King Gaming right now is that they go, and either they have to get one hell of an ultimate where everybody basically gets wiped, or else second Aster is back up with a couple people, or even if they don't have those couple people, they can still probably, especially the way Aster. I'm gonna
I think Wraith King's gonna be the pick. I needed to throw that in there because I feel
For
like
Aster?
Yeah. Oh god, it's Medusa.
No, it's a
okay.
snake lady.
I was gonna say it's Medusa or Wraith King. Oh, I wish I said it.
Sure you were gonna say
I was. I mean, they activated the ban.
Sure, Jenkins.
Hey, I was right. Hey, I was right. That's still the other team.
I like this.
Easy.
And I know Erica's big. This is one thing I do know about Erica. It's one thing I do know about King Games. You talk to some friends about the region. Loves Wraith King. Big Wraith King player. But my question is, all these ultimates get blown, right? And you lose a bunch of your supports. All of a sudden, Wraith King comes back up. Where's everybody else?
See,
How do you fight all of that?
That's what I think that Aster picks Wraith King.
Even though Aster it makes sense for.
But King Gaming, I was not expecting them to pick Wraith King. I'm glad I said it because they did, but that's a cool Wraith King set.
That's a really cool act.
Shout outs to that one. But did you know that with the Wraith King summon now, if you summon with 0 skeleton charges, when you get the talent now, it summons 6 skeletons with 0 charges. Like the talent literally just adds 6 skeletons flat. So you can technically use it off cooldown with that talent and just constantly summon skeletons at level 20, which
That's crazy.
I don't know if they fixed it yet, but when I first read the patch notes, I was like, there's no way this is how it works. And everybody in the YouTube comments was saying they tested it. That is actually how it works. What? It just adds 6 flat skeletons to the summon? Even if you summon 0? What? So this hero, technically right now, it might be very broken. But I haven't seen it played yet. That idea behind that is, I mean, it's still Dota. You know, you're still 1 out of 10 heroes if you're playing like Wraith King in this game. So is it enough? I don't know. I mean, they still have to play well. They still have to win, obviously. But it's an advantage for sure.
Big thing also to point out is that XXS is actually playing the Beastmaster this time. It's going to be Chuan playing the Ember in the mid lane, or safe, depending on if they swap up. So I think Medusa's placed in that safe lane. Especially if you've got SCCC playing it.
Honestly, I feel like putting Medusa mid would be great. Okay, he is going mid. Yeah, good, cool. So, yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense because what does a Void Spirit really do to Medusa?
That's true.
You just sit there and you snake the wave, right? And Void Spirit either dissimulates and jumps away, which is like, okay, I'm gonna farm the wave now, or he gets hit by the snake and Medusa gets a ton of mana and he does a ton of damage to the Void Spirit, and then that lets the Caudal and the Ember play together in the side lane. So I do really like this this laning setup from Team Aster, and this puts the Ember versus the Enigma too, and Ember can kind of run after the Eidolons and Slight and Flame Guard. That's always really nice to have a hero that can kill those. Not that Medusa's a slap when it comes to killing Eidolons either, but
No, earlier on, you know, she's got more important things to do, right?
it creeps. Yep.
Yeah.
Seconds to battle.
And
Bit of a jungle invasion here coming out from the side.
some nice wombo combo on Keen though. Like it's not a completely easy game for Aster, Rubik versus a lot of the wombo combo, but if they can have one of their heroes, probably the Void Spirit, let's be real, jump the Rubik and just keep him dealt with while the Enigma gets like a good block hole or the Earthshaker gets a good Echo Slam, then this game could look really good for Keen.
Will become my blood here. She gets done up, although Shafu hasn't chosen anything, so it looks like he's gonna hold on to that point. The Eidolons as expected. Might go, but as an Enigma, you definitely don't want to get anything other than Eidolons level, generally speaking.
God, imagine getting stunned. Oh, it's just the worst. It is the worst. Actually, it's not that bad at level 1 these days, but
it's not what you want.
it's definitely not what you want.
Unless it's like a super value, like crazy fight that's happening, and you might be able to get more out of it. But nowadays,
I feel like I can't. Like, there's no amount of value. You have to kill like 4 heroes or something. This technically speaking, this Enigma hero is. You could argue that it's better now because of how denies give so much more XP now. So if you deny out of range of XP, technically it's better than a normal range creep deny. You know what I mean? Like relative.
Right.
Because if you just deny the range creep, you get 50% anyway. But if you deny because you're killing it at your tower, they lose 100%. So you could argue that it's like that buff to Enigma.
That's true. Well, it also gives you more than just, you know, the actual denial, because you're also giving yourself some units. So have to be careful that you don't fit away some of those units too. But earlier on,
yeah, those
quite
are
that big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, the idle ones level 1 are kind of garbage. That's the unfortunate thing. It's basically just the deny at level 1.
Remember when jungling was a thing?
Yes, back in the day.
That feels like a whole other life.
It does. The most recent adaptation of jungling was like with regen sharing, which is insane.
Yeah.
And it's
quiet in both of these lanes.
Yeah, we're chilling. First couple minutes these days are always pretty static. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of action that usually happens in a typical Dota game for whatever reason. Like, people are just really good at playing the first few waves.
I also just feel like kill potential's... Yeah, the kill potential is pretty low, too, in most of these cases. We're not seeing tri-lanes anymore. It's been more of these duos. So it doesn't have the same effect.
Also, when you think about it, like, the kills are worth so much less doing the laning phase that you kind of pick for mid-game now. So these heroes, like, don't fight each other in the early levels because they're just picked for mid-game, so their spells suck in the early levels, but they're good like once they're like level 3, level 4. And then you start seeing kills in lanes.
I'm trying to take some of those ones early, but able to grab a couple here. Top lane Erica's sitting very, very low. Trying to do some body blocking, huh? Go pop that very fire. Another hit though. It starts off real nice like here with the first blood.
I was gonna say in this lane, I think that Keaton's being really greedy with how they're playing this top lane. They're not killing the boars at all. They keep harassing the Beastmaster instead of the boars, which it's cool if you get a kill on the beast, right? But if you don't, then he just uses the boars to run you down, which is exactly what just happened. And this is always the repercussion of not focusing the boars. I can understand the greed, and with a team like this, I'm sure they made the high-level decision. Okay, we can probably kill the beast in this lane because we have Grimstroke. But I mean, obviously, with the Wraith King dying, that was not the correct choice. But you know, it's hard to make that calculation.
I'd say it's also difficult for Fantasy because he's just getting run at constantly. Plus 4, they've been sending 4 after Fantasy as well, so he's just trying to get away and not feed too. And
that's exactly why they need to kill the boar. They need that, like, people that beat Beastmasters in lane, they use Wraith King stunts on boars, they use nukes on boars. Like, it's really lame and boring, but that's no pun intended. But that's how you have to win the lane against Beast, is you have to kill the summon, or he just destroys you with it.
Like here coming out from Boboka. Chuan though, this guy gets stunned up. He needs to be careful. There's a lot of damage coming in from these islands now, and he's trapped over in the corner. They are gonna be able to find a kill.
Somehow an Enigma lane got a kill. I don't know how the hell that happens.
Chuan's been playing very aggressive, to be fair. Like, every time he'll throw up the Flame Guard, he just starts working directly at Shafu and those summons. But I think he's trying to like burn them down so they can't. But just a little bit of a misclick.
I mean, Shafu's micro on the summons has been pretty nice. Like, he keeps pulling one out when it starts getting low, and then it'll split, and then pulling another out, and then it splits. So he's playing this pretty well on Shafu. But then again, like, still, the Ember really has to overcommit for him to. I don't think it's that easy to get a kill with Enigma. Okay, finally on the top lane we see Keaton focusing the boar, and then there's this little bit of a rune fight over here. But it's only a level 5 Ember. Not much he can do. For Void Spirit. Good lord, I'm mixing them up these days.
Wow, way to confuse the brothers for each other.
That's how similar they are.
It would be really mad if they heard you say that. Like, I'm my brother. Void Spirit's the oldest brother? You've been watching Orgasms, right?
He's the dad, dude.
He's not dad. He's literally one of the Spirit.
No, Slack told me he's the dad.
Oh, this is gonna be a nice kill here for an Erica. Going on that side of the cliff, and had a nice Inkswell and a very fire blast right before his face.
Hi. Interesting. Erica's going for the max Mortal Strike build, which I've not seen this in a long time. Usually it's Vampire that people max for that extra damage. So something new here. Kind of old but new. Oh god, 2 boars. Be careful.
Yes, he is here. He doesn't being slow, so we could turn to the background, yeah. Okay.
So much rat. Coming out from Beastmaster. Look at these boards.
They're just ignoring the boards again. Although they do have the rotation coming out now from Blood, so they should be able to find this kill on success. And they will.
It does leave a Medusa to free farm whenever you rotate like that as Void, which maybe is why they picked the Medusa into the Void, is because they figured that
He wants to
you
leave.
want to leave the lane to go kill people? Well, are you really comfortable with leaving a Medusa? You know, it's not like something like an SF where, you know, more typical mid-hero before this like roaming patch could sit there and just destroy a Medusa. But Void Spirit, not so much. Like, he wants to rotate. Anyway, back to the boars. It's hilarious that these boars have 600 HP and 50 damage, because if you click on Grimstroke, that's just about what Grimstroke has. So there's basically like 3 heroes in this lane with just Beastmaster. He's got a tri-lane up here.
Yeah, Chafu though, oh, he's so low and he doesn't have enough mana to get the black hole up. Nice blinding light. Chafu looks like he's gonna be able to survive this little launch. One though, not looking that healthy, as they'll find a fissure and they'll take down the yeah.
Man, he's done kind of locked down here. But good rotation from Void Spirit. That's he's kind of setting up all of these. Although with that initial kill, like this really hurts our boy here on Ember. He's having a rough game. Enigma.
I guess the trade-off for that, right, is the fact that you do have a beast in the top lane. It's doing fairly well, you know, he didn't take it down earlier, but they got themselves a couple kills. He's been well third for farm right now. For a bit of a dive here on Erica.
He has no ult. He went for the other skills. Greedy Wraith
That's
King.
very greedy.
Greedy Wraith
But they
King.
just chase snap them. They've got the boars. Some Necro units here. They throw back over on Erica. Erica's like, team? Team, is anyone gonna come help me out?
XXS just doesn't want to roar him because he figures that he probably has reincarnation, but he doesn't. He doesn't have it. Boy. Point though, so he could have skilled if he needed to, but they did have the mana drain, so it's very easy to kill this Wraith King.
Blood and S triples just taking a dance around the tower. To be careful, does have a double damage rune.
Dire's top tower is
Trying to find them. Just eating his way through the troop line here. Doing his own pathing. Kind of weird right now what's going on.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
IDS is very deep.
Oh my god.
In fact, they see him.
Yes, dude. What are you
They
doing?
grab him.
SCC?
Yeah, he has a Medusa's right here too.
I mean, it's Medusa though. What did he do? He just hits.
He's hitting them, and that's all he needs to
working.
do. Boboka just goes out to eliminate.
Dude, that Mystic Snake's slow. Maybe it is sick.
Although they're looking for their own gank here in the top lane, XXS is gonna get slowed down, and it's quick and that's pick up here for the side of the game.
Man, it sucks to play Beastmaster against a Wraith King. I gotta say, that's one of the more annoying matchups from back in when everybody was picking Wraith King. Thank for that K1, by the way, Mr. Hector. Just the fact that there's no way for you to deal with the summons, with the skeletons, but for wild axes, but nobody wants to go for wild axes.
Tower is under
You'll see it, but it's a very specific situation.
It's like against illusion heroes. Even then, it can sometimes feel pretty bad.
10 minutes though, runes are up. Looks like they will try to push back this Wraith King, but they're getting into the triangle. Blood and Fantasy. So take down the ward.
SCC is really the saving grace for this game, that he's having such a solid game. And level 11 is absolutely huge. Top 2. Only by a little bit. Wraith King is farming pretty quickly, but he's got the levels on SCT. Ember's catching up on the bot lane again, but Enigma is also free farming down here, so we're probably more okay with this with the Enigma. Typically a better late game hero than an Ember.
It all comes down to making sure you find that black hole too, though. It's a big thing. See, gonna walk right into YDS over here. YDS saying, oh, alright, my bad. Next off, the team is nearby. You've got Fantasy and Blood going through the jungle. Look like they want to maybe put some pressure down here on this Ember Spirit. He's sitting at level 7. playing cheaply. They have to realize they have ward there. And he's just gonna bounce into the corner. TP out.
I mean, that's
right up to the top lane.
That backing the tower though. That's the thing. This is Wraith King's got an arm. They do not want to go late against this Medusa.
I think that's a good idea, honestly, right?
I don't know.
Because yeah, Medusa is typically kites. So, well, wow, Tron needs to be careful. That Mortal Strike's doing a lot of damage. Boboka's here, though. Bounce back. He does have that point of reincarnation. He's just good. Look at the Power Ranger TPs coming out. Medusa's here. She's got the down gaze. Will get linked up here with XXS. And they have the roar if they want to use it. In fact, they are. They want to take that air. They really kill if they can find it. They have more damage. Nicholson comes out for one. They had 2-1. As will see, he's going to get black. He has no mana left. The rest of the team, they're not there. Now Fade and Boboka trying to run away, but we can't run from this Void Spirit. Stun comes out. They drop the Ignis too, but it's not enough to save him.
I gotta say, that is often what happens with this Rubik versus Enigma matchup, where you steal the black hole, but then you just can't get into position to use it without having like a blink plus an ether lens. And it just feels so useless, almost like... I remember hearing somebody say that, I think it was like Trolf or somebody like that.
That's the name I've not heard.
Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, got definitely questionable ethics.
Yeah, he's dude.
A lot of people think that Enigma can actually be a counter to Rubik, in the sense that you have this Rubik who will constantly be focusing on stealing just your spell. So if they don't do anything with it, they're just useless. They basically don't have an ultimate. It's an interesting way of looking at it. I mean, I don't necessarily agree or disagree. I just think, well, I'm probably more inclined to disagree, but it is an interesting way of looking at it, you know? Like, the fact that Rubik, he's so obsessed with this black hole that he just walks and feeds.
I don't think he needs to be obsessed with the black hole. There's so many other things that are really just wonderful to steal in this game.
True, that the debate,
fire plants,
you know?
But I need to be careful up here.
Funny enough, I was questioning the arm build, and he actually runs in and able to bait that fight, and then arm to survive. So, well, the one good thing about Armlet these days is that you can never really underestimate the ability to Armlet toggle. It's always been something that's really solid. But I mean, I would say that probably is a closer to D tier item. But Wraith King's one of the few heroes that it does work on still. Armlet used to be
As long
very
as we don't run into another one of those whole debacles, like at the South American qualifiers.
Oh, with the Armlet script?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one, because it's technically a macro, you know. It's like you're just like
that's a lot of lockdown being placed over onto blood, but definitely necessary. Jeff over here with the creeps doesn't have the black hole. He was smoked up, but you can't do much when you've got this many heroes looking at your void spit.
Straight Necro 3, no boots.
He's not running from anything.
Yeah.
I don't think he's running at people. Needs to be careful though, of course, right? Because you do have DS. He's got a blink dagger. He isn't a shaker. Would love to have more units joining in on these fights.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, he's got an blink, surprisingly. I don't know what he's been doing this whole time, but clearly he's been farming. Just kind of sitting in side lanes, I guess. Getting a
He's had a good time against Chuan down there. Chuan was struggling pretty badly. I'm sure he had a lot of space. I'm sure he was pulling camps off the sides and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good blink timing. And they ping. They know they want to go for this because they have the blink on ES, so really good time to fight. Keen.
A little shut out on the waves there coming in. Double want to loop it now. Also out the Blondie. They do have the Ignis. They're not wrapped around, but they seem keen on the idea. That's unintended. Oh god. Yeah. Still late coming forward though. Blood. He's looking for the pick. Let's get thrown out. Fade's gonna have to buy himself a little bit more time as the rest of the team back in. So making some spins.
Yeah, great space,
managed to take the tier 1, but in the top lane, a little bit of pressure on the tier 2. They can't stop one of the TPs though. I guess they figure Earthshaker will be able to handle it enough.
CC is looking
Oh man, this is
large.
what Jenkins. The fact that they have so much wave clear though on the side of Aster.
They do, and also, you know, they're doing a really good job at protecting each other too when they do walk up to kill the wave. So, the combination of these two things is making this game slow down here from Keen Gaming, and I mean, clearly with the armlet that they have and the Dominator of Enigma, they don't want this game to be slow at all. They want to play very fast if they can.
God, I thought you said that there was an armlet on Enigma, and I was like, well, that's something I've definitely not seen.
Yep. Hey, when armlet was very broken, that could certainly be a thing. But I remember people were wearing armlet on Enchantress, and
I remember that.
Unkillable. It was not cool.
I've seen the armlet on IO too. They're really good at toggling.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. That was a good one.
Be careful here. Got the Yule set up. Be able to drag him right back in. Plus the silence. Plus Shenfu making his way over to be able to a nice 3-man gank on Emperor. Now, is this a situation where you're just making space by forcing these to do so, or is this just? I mean, you don't want it to be your safe laner, obviously.
I think you're
down, but one
you're
person has to be more risky, right?
Yeah, I think both side laners are doing a good job. Like Beast is doing the same thing in the top lane, and it just happened that it was Ember that died. Like one of these two is gonna die. So it's gotta be done. You have a Medusa on your team. Like this hero farms the middle of the map, right? Which means you have to just push both side lanes in order to make space for her.
Definitely making the space here. She's sitting at the top of the net worth, as Adusa tends to do, 11k net worth, 9k over on the Raid King, and the Beastmaster also sitting a little bit low, but in third place up 6k.
Yeah, he's been pretty free. I mean, he's just kind of farming a lane, and they're not really going for him, because I suppose they're thinking that he's just with the Hawk anyway, so he's getting a lot of space.
What? No blink on Chuff, though. Don't have to be as afraid. Go to the Remnant out, hoping maybe they can pull someone back. Peas are coming, though.
Steve warded the ward.
Right? King wants to be here. Oh, alright, they're gonna open up the Fishwan over here on the side. They need to split up, though. Go jump in here, though, with S-Triple-T. They have to move together as a unit. Look how fast they try to get away from this Ignis. And they do have to be careful. They do have the black hole. No, that's gonna be the first level of Raid King. Take it in. Look at just this positioning. They want a hard commit. They don't. Oh, the XXX apparently does get dragged in over here on the side. As the rest of the team, they just leave. They say, okay, that's unfortunate. Let's not push the issue.
They just are not able to drain this Wraith King's mana in time. It was, he's doing a good job of holding his wand charges until the point where it looks like if they were to stun him, they could drain his mana. Like, you see this a lot of the time on less experienced Wraith Kings, where they save their wand charge for right before they die, but then in the HP in the damage that you take after using the wand charge, your mana also gets drained. So you have to kind of use it like above that threshold. And Erica has been doing that 100% of the time here, making it almost impossible to kill him through. Although if I say that, Nami, he's just pushing bot without ulti, so he's gonna die here. I think he's just dead.
Yeah, look at these TPs now making very good use of that Mystic Snake too. They use the Erica outstage her wolf.
I was praising you, Erica.
You did admit it, You do this past disgrace, but as you were saying, that Sean over here does get spotted out. He's gonna get dragged in. Got the signs. I got the inks. Shafu's here too. They use a black hold of food as they drag him down almost to the low ground.
I like that. I mean, I love using the black when you're against a Rubik just to kind of get anything when he's not around. Use it for pickoffs because you know that he's just gonna steal it in fights anyway. So it puts a lot of value in using that in not fights.
But does that open the door a little bit more to the side of Aster, knowing that it's like a Tidehunter ulti too, right? It's the threat of knowing that, okay, if we take this fight, we're most likely going to get Black Hole. The Echo Slam is scary, but the Black Hole for me is way more scary.
The thing is, though, is like, not really there either way because you have a Rubik versus Enigma. It's kind of like when you go late game as a TB versus a Zeus. It's like you're not really afraid of the TB because you have the Zeus. So it's the same thing where like not really afraid of him pressing Black Hole because then your Rubik just steals it. So
I think the other thing you have to keep in mind too is that Triple C, he's got a BKB completed. I think it's So the black hole is pretty much the main lockdown. Like, you could possibly, have your Grimstroke come forward and maybe, link up the Dutha to someone else. But it's going to be hard to stay alive if you get close enough to SCCC.
They still do echo for him. Like they can echo into like Fissure. They've got pretty good lockdown on. I get more concerned when the Medusa has like 2 more items, when she's got like Butterfly Scotty or whatever, and all of a sudden just an Earthshaker stun's not enough. Where like they'll probably need all 3 abilities, like Breaking Stun, Earthshaker spells, and then also the Black Hole. But then at that point, you're relying on one of those spells not getting stolen and just turned around on you, which everybody's gonna be able to steal one of those spells if you're taking that look at the Medusa.
Smoke up over here on the side. They'll be able to hold on to Erica again. Does have the reincarnation with that triple C's here. They're going to try to stun lock him into place. Look at Lucas positioning though. He's standing on the outside. He's saying, all right, I've got the Ignis if I need to drop it. He's waiting, of course, for this Enigma, but they don't have the black hole, so they may able to just grab them right on the side. Erica right on the cusp here too. The Stone Gaze plus wow. Erica's just absolutely dead now. Blood is next on their list, and he's trying to run away. That snake not going to quite land over on the side here. Fantasy being left behind. Jesus staying on the low ground, and they'll be able to find the kill onto the Void Spirit. They'll find the kill onto Fantasy as well, and that's going to open into the Roshan Pit as ASTER seeking that immortality for themselves.
I gotta say, I had no idea about that combo, the Ignis into Stone Gaze. Like that's really nice. Cool, actually. That's really, really creative. I've never seen that happen before. Like I always knew the Medusa combo was nice because you can give the Medusa mana, which gives her like 1 billion effective HP. But the Ignis pulling people in, like I'm pretty sure the Stone Gaze, they changed it so it's total time accumulated, right? So with that being the case, that makes the Ignis a really good setup for the Medusa. Good board.
Oh boy, YDS. Oh, and Finny throwing out the tip just to...
Yeah, he was just trying to be greedy. He was just trying to push out the lane right before ASTER could get there, but with an Ember, with a Rubik that has Ether Lens, you have to be careful. But
also just knowing, like, it's a Fade Rubik. The guy is very well known for it, particularly wrong, so being aware of all.
True. I mean, it's hard to within it. You can definitely give players too much respect, though. Like that's sometimes we like assume that they're everywhere when they're really not around you because you're like, oh, this person's really good at it. So it's a tough balance to strike. It really is. It's like you have to have confidence, but not ego. You have to have respect, but not like underconfidence.
That's a difficult thing for sure. Look at the way they're just mowing through these buildings. They're going through these creeps. We're having a Deuce right now. She's not even at max capacity yet.
Dude, SCT, if he's a real man,
gonna get a rapier.
Gets a rapier right now.
That's to say.
Come on, dude.
Get out here with your toxic masculinity taken. So, ugh.
Hey, this is Dota. You saw that Reddit thread. It's all about toxic masculinity.
Oh my god. Tickets, please. Yeah, no, I mean, you're on top of the world right now, let's use a rapier just be turning on top of the Sunday, for sure.
I mean, although, with that being said, I do feel like it's a pretty solid butterfly game and satanic game as well, so I think he's probably going to play on the safer side, but I do know that this like rapier Medusa thing is something people are opting for more recently as like a real item choice, but
Rapier's just so good. Oh, one. He's getting a little green, immediately jumping over here onto Fantasy. It's in the vicinity, though. Okay.
It's right.
Not a very long cooldown on Soulbind, I guess, so.
No.
Chucking it out there.
Not too bad, yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
But while this is down, they just take down a tower in mid.
Yep, just kind of running around, mowing the lawn, doing the dishes, just running some errands. Yeah, of course.
I do like, talk a lot about Ichi Gaming, right? DY was playing a lot of the Shadow Demon, and he babysat his core after a certain point.
What? He did do it. He went for rapier.
He's manly, Jenkins. Look what
Oh
you've done.
my
If they
God.
lose because of this rapier, it's all your fault. No. But I love the way that Bo3 has been playing, as has Fade. They just sit behind their Dusa, they get in position. If she gets jumped on, they know the BKBs aren't up yet, and then just protect her. I don't think that's being shown very, very well here in this case.
Yeah, definitely.
Very similar to DY with the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Bottle Medusa, there's so many things to protect her with. Will-O-Wisp and Stone Gaze, Blinding Light, of course giving her Chakra constantly. I don't know how you fight this.
No, they're gonna try, but immediately the lift up here onto Erica, they pop right into the arms of SLC, who is hitting the build, is hitting Erica, and they'll be able to take down this first life. Easy peasy. She still has an Aegis as well. Aegis is gonna get, they want to take down Erica very, very quickly. And coming out over here on the side, Erica will get chipped down, as now Blood trying to just move away. This Spitter slowing everybody down a little bit. What do? You can't. You can't do anything.
Earthshaker! There's this reveal! No! What are you doing?
I don't know. That is the big question. I think maybe he got it safe because he had that sentry word outside to get necro books. They have the vision.
You know, I have heard from a lot of pro players that this Medusa rapier timing, if you can get it with the Aegis, it's literally unbeatable. Like, there's actually nothing you can do to this.
Well, that seems to be what's happening right now, because look at us, he's still very healthy, he still has an Aegis.
And that's the thing, it's like, it's a risk because, like, you have to line up a rapier with an Aegis and then also win the game during the Aegis. But when it does happen, it's not beatable.
And Shafu is not going to be any sort of a problem for them right now, so BKB comes out from S2, just in case. You know, but there's no buyback on the Enigma. Little smoke puff, they need to find an opening, BKB will end. How do you take down a Dusa twice with all the things they're trying out to you? Yeah, look at this, even still the big time blast from Erica, they stun him up, as Triple T just turns and starts cloaking everybody to death. He's like, I don't care about silence, I don't care about any of this. I can hit. Life is just totally fine. I control everything. I'm just gonna slow this Erica to death. Look at that. Chuan's gonna go and take the kill. The GG call. Like you said, rapier timing at this point, what are you gonna do? Nothing. You're gonna have buildings destroyed.
Oh, I don't even know what to say. Dota's so weird right now. Oh my god. I can't believe I live in a time where, like, Medusa is probably, like, bottom 5 heroes in the game. I think she's bottom 5 win rate, at least in pro level